actions. Go ahead, Jacqui.
Thanks, Jen. On the attempted murder of a Louisville mayoral candidate, the man who was charged with this was released on bail a couple days after this happened with the assistance of a bail fund group. Knowing that the vice president has in the past supported bail fund groups, what's the White House reaction to this case, and should there be restrictions on which cases these bail fund groups can help, given this is an attempted murder?
I would have to dig into this further, Jacqui, and I'm happy to do that after the briefing.
And on Ukraine, the sanctions we've learned don't include SWIFT. They don't target energy, so the impacts to other countries are mitigated. You guys have attributed this cyber attack to Russia, and you're warning that the prospect of war is, or peace rather, is pretty dim. So at what point do you break away from the strategy, say it's not working, and do something else, impose some of these sanctions now?
Well, I think as we've talked about a little bit in here, our collective view from our national security team is that sanctions are meant to be a deterrent. They are not, if you put all of the sanctions in place now, what is stopping them from invading?
Are they working?
Well, again, Jacqui, I think that's our assessment from the national security team, and that we will continue to implement that strategy.
You're waiting for people to die before implementing them in that case.
I think, Jacqui, that's in no way a fair statement or accusation, I guess, if that's what that is. What we have done and what the president has done is unite countries around the world on a strong package that will be crippling to the Russian economy, and we have done that in a way where we have stood up for the territorial integrity of Ukraine and stood with our NATO partners and allies. It has always been up to President Putin and Russia to determine which path they were going to take. That has not changed, but that leadership on the world stage is what has led to a united front and united opposition to these actions. And I would also note that regardless of what decision President Putin decides to make, one of his intended objectives, I think, as we've seen out there, is to divide NATO. The opposite has happened, to divide maybe the United States and divide leadership in the United States. The opposite has happened. So if that was his objective, he's already not achieving that.